Why don't we duel with dual discs? I can think of many reasons, but let's just watch the video.
Hello everyone. So, today's video, I want to talk about dual discs. A while ago, I made a Yu-Gi-Oh! To Yu-Gi Pro video with a friend of mine who's learning how to play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. Now, he's never actually played the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, nor has he ever watched the animes. So, for one of the episodes, I decided to show him the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And the first question he asked was, so those dueling board things, do you use them at real tournaments? Is that how it really is? And I was very sad to answer him, no. We don't use them.
That is such a reasonable question, right? Hey, do you use that when you play Yu-Gi-Oh? when you go to tournaments, do you use those things? That's so that is I love that. I love that.
The arm things as well.
What arm? The dual discs.
Yeah. Do people actually wear that at real things?
Nah, not at tournaments. You can get them though. I used to have one. I sold it, unfortunately. They're sick. They're like,
Oh, do
you duel them so you can put all your monsters, your spells.
But you don't use them at a proper tournament?
No. I wonder why they don't let you do that, actually.
And I could see a little glint of hope in his eyes just sort of diminish.
Yeah.
A little part of my soul died as well, because I thought, why don't we use dual discs at real tournaments?
I mean,
what's holding us back from
what
doing
would be the
something like that?
point
Because
exactly?
it looks so
Like,
much fun in the
aside from
show,
auto
why can't
farming.
we? So I want to use this video to talk about all the pros of bringing dual discs to
okay.
tournaments and all the cons on why we probably shouldn't bring dual discs to tournaments. So yeah, now to preface this first, I'm not actually talking about the holographic projection dual discs
obviously
from the
not.
anime, because that technology is a bit too advanced for us right now. But what I am talking about is just a normal dual disc, like an adult-sized dual disc, which is currently actually in the works at the moment. And with this dual disc, your Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm sure that
cards
already
actually
exists
fit
then.
on with the sleeves, because there is actually like a couple dual discs out now, but they're all made for children, which is weird for a children's card game. But when you put Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards on with sleeves, they don't fit in.
One day we'll
And then when
get
you
there.
put the
Don't
Yu-Gi-Oh!
worry.
cards
One day we'll get
without the
there.
sleeves on, though they do fit in, they ruin your Yu-Gi-Oh! cards.
Oh.
So that is not a viable option. But what I'm talking about is a new revamped version where it's completely to scale. The life points track a bit better. You're not using the stupid buttons and stuff. As well, cards fit on there perfectly. So let's talk about some pros first.
I mean, you can just get them so that the issue is like if they fit like in the the cards in the dual disc, you can just play standing up, right? Like in front of each other. You need a table, yes. It's probably more awkward, but think about the aura. Think about the aura, chat.
First of all, it would be so awesome. How cool would it look?
It would be
seeing all these
so
people
awesome.
walking around with the big dual discs, dueling
It
like
would
they
be
do in the
so
show.
cool.
Part of the charm of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game is to be like the anime, or at least for
Oh,
me
they do it
anyway.
in VR,
Sometimes
yeah.
There's a video on YouTube of the most serious Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist or something. It's the guy playing Exodia, and he's like pushing his glasses up and stuff. And like, some people in the comments like making fun of that guy, but I think that guy's really got it. The whole point of Yu-Gi-Oh! To me is to be a little bit like the show.
Yeah,
These
to be
extravagant
extra with it.
moves.
Yeah,
Make my
exactly.
trap card. All of that is great, and having the dual disc to do that and be able to like move around and things, I think would be really good. So that's one of my biggest pros.
You can pose
having
with
a dual
it,
disc.
yeah.
Leading on from that as well, I think it'd be healthier as well, because if you've got
Healthier.
a dual disc, well, you don't need to be sitting down to duel. Yeah, you can be standing up. You can be standing in a big room. You can walk around if you want to. If you really wanted to.
You can
go the
action
extra
duel,
step as
right?
well and make it exercise. You could probably put 2 treadmills facing each other and just duel while walking
We're
non-stop.
running. Interesting.
And that could be a part of the challenge. But no, what I'm trying to say is, it does seem healthier. It's not bad for your back because you're standing up. You're not
Yeah.
always sitting down. And probably when you're at home as well, when you like play test your deck, rather than being hunched over, sometimes when you don't have a table to duel at, when you're duel on the floor, not the most healthiest thing in the world for your back, 'cause you're always crouched
Do they have a
over.
graveyard on the
And
discs?
people can see
Yes.
your cards sometimes, but if you're standing up, eye level with your opponent, I do think that would be better. Then again, I do
There's
see
a
some
little
issues
slot to
coming
put
up.
the cards that
So
go to the
in
graveyard.
terms of being a bit more like the anime, you could get a bit too into it. So you're started doing like really well, you're feeling really epic, and you know the next card you're about to draw could make or break you. So dramatic grab, dramatic draw like this, KO someone right in the face right behind you. That is a very possible thing
Yeah,
that
I guess that could
and I can see
happen.
why people might not want to do that, but I don't know, it was pretty good, pretty cool. However, on a technical level as well, the issue becomes you do need to create a new type of dual disc to make this work, because Master Rule 4, we have a brand new field, and
Oh,
no such
yeah.
dual disc exists.
The extra
at
monster
moment,
zone?
where you have the 5 monster spell and trap zones, and then you have the 2 extra monster zones.
Yeah, that is a
And then
problem.
it goes a little bit further because you have the 2 extra monster zones, and you have a link monster that obviously points to certain zones. So how is that going to point to your opponent's zone?
Yeah, I
So
think this will
kinda
only
get a
apply
little
for
bit of an issue with
Genesis.
this.
Which
you
didn't
can't
exist at the time of this
really
video.
have, like 2 dual discs that sort of, when you duel each
Or
other, they
Edison
lock
or
together
Gold
like
or
this,
whatever.
and you're stuck with your
Not to
arms
the
like
current
that, because that would be weird. So you kind of
rules.
have to check a lot of the times, and this kind of leads on to, so when we duel each other, how far are we away? Well, I'd say we're about, I don't know, like as far as I am from the camera to you right now. This is
Yeah,
how
it's
we
hard
duel.
to
But then
tell.
when I activate a card, you obviously have to announce what you're activating. So I activate.
Impressed that this
I
didn't
don't know,
even show
Brigade.
the extra monster
Because I've
zone, everything was
announced it, my
digital.
opponent, I guess, should be listening.
That makes
But
perfect
if they're
sense.
not sure, they can obviously come over and check what the card does. But I feel like that might have.
Wait, I think we're closer to play like Brains in an actual, like literally VR chat. We don't have to go like an extra mile. We can play Yu-Gi-Oh in VR chat. I feel like that's more reasonable than actual holograms. Don't you think? I think that makes sense. That makes sense. Brains was decided VR was the way. Yeah, totally. I think that's the way. Card games on hovercraft.
Happened quite a few times. People would be walking. Sorry, what does that card do? You have to come over, take the card out, look at the card, put the card back in. That could be a thing because you can't check as easily as before. So
Third Dimensions.
that is a little bit.
Dark
of
Side
a
of
hindrance, but
Dimensions
then
also
I
uses
feel like we can get away
holographs
with
on
that.
their
There's no
card
problem with
pooling.
just asking your opponent what they have.
Interesting.
But then I guess you get into the problem with
They're using
you
VR.
do need to design the dual disc as well to house your extra deck, as well as your deck in the banish zone. Because you could probably just put cards away, your opponent won't be able to check as easily, and you could, if you're using, like they do on the show, all your extra deck cards in your pocket, which I know Jaden does, but he never reveals it. Jaden definitely played with more than a 15 card extra deck. He's always pulling stuff out
Yeah.
whenever he fancies. So I guess that could be a problem if people are putting more cards into their pocket. But as a pro, how cool would it be to defeat your opponent and they would legit fall to their knees? I put a poll out about this topic on my YouTube
Fall
channel,
to their
and
knees?
a few people answered, and we got
And
some
then you
really good
backflip,
answers
right?
for some pros and cons with this. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, but I feel like they had kind of a reasonable advancement in technology that if people played
Actual
Yu-Gi-Oh!
boards.
More, I guess it could kind of work. So in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, they have obviously augmented reality sort of dual discs. Forget about that, just make it a normal dual disc. But they have a big iPad basically on their dual disc. And when you activate a card, the card gets scanned and it appears on the actual iPad so they can check kind of what effects are. It seems to be linked to the person that you're playing against. So if they both have like Bluetooth or some sort of connection ability, they can connect to each other. Could also connect to the internet. So they have sort of a database of all the new cards that can just be sort of downloaded into the dual disc. So then when you put the card in, it scans the card, maybe a little QR code on it or something, or it just reads the actual codes already on the cards. And it shows the card up. Like there's like, you can look at the thing. I wish I had an iPad. Hold on. Pretend my Nintendo Switch is the dual disc bit here. So
Amazing.
what would come up is you'd get the field here, sort of projection of what the field looks like in 2D.
Actually,
And on
that's
the
really
right,
awesome.
Whatever card
But that
you click
is-
on,
that is
it'll cover
not
the information right there.
a
So that
dual
would save
disc
you having to go over
anymore,
to your opponent
I
and look
think.
at the cards, and I think that would be really good. I think we've solved it. That is definitely doable, and let's get a GoFundMe Kickstarter on this, 100%. I guess as well, having the ability to walk
Kind of
around
defeats the
now
idea.
in
Technology is
dueling,
awesome, yeah.
You could actually go with a battle royale kind of route, because in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 as well, they had a battle royale tournament. They weren't all getting dropped from a plane onto
It's
an
dual
island,
disc plus.
though
Mm.
that could be pretty cool.
But it's not
They
as
open a big room
iconic.
up, and you all sort of just go in, and you've got to walk around, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you just walk up to someone and just challenge someone to a duel. That could be quite cool, and then you could just go around dueling everyone. Maybe you have a fixed time, so how fast you can get through a duel to get as many wins as possible. Yeah, you could make it like an actual battle royale thing, where every 10 minutes everybody tallies up, and the people who are in like bottom 5 get eliminated, and then the room gets smaller.
We're playing Fortnite here. Amazing. My idea for links is that it could have lights that turn on, showing the arrows. Oh, the lights are like incorporated in the thing. That actually sounds good. That sounds good.
Maybe not the room gets smaller, but just like you eliminate 5 people at a time as you sort of go around. I guess you could do that without walking around, but I just like the idea of it, kind of like that. So, yeah,
Mine
and I guess
still
you
walking,
could,
then it accidentally
I don't
enters a
know.
duel.
I guess you could start doing like tag tournaments as well in it, where people could interfere, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5, where they have like the life point reduction. That could be problematic. So I
That's
just think there's
funny.
a lot of ideas you can do with this one, and I would
Sorry about that.
personally like to see some dual discs at local tournaments
If
they either make them better, have an extra deck monster zone on as well to sort of use the latest master rules.
Thank you.
Or I guess we could try it with speed dueling. Maybe make because
Speed
there's no extra deck
dueling.
monsters at the moment with speed dueling, but obviously they're going to change that somewhere down the line because we have speed dueling now in real life. And speed dueling, you don't want to go down, set everything up. You just want to be up, quick duel, and then you're done.
That's speed dueling.
Could
Yeah.
be done. That could be done. Exactly. But then you need.
And this doesn't look scripted. It looks
skills.
like he's actually like thinking about it. I don't know if it's
Now, I guess
scripted
we
or
need to have a
not.
little brainstorm of how Konami could make more money from this as well, because we need to give Konami a little bit of incentive to give us what we want at these dual disc tournaments.
Speed duel here is
Now,
called Formula
first of all, keep
1.
in mind,
I
my
see.
little survey thing was like 90+% in favor of dual disc tournaments, so that
Bruh.
is incentive enough that the community would like something like this. But how can they make money from this? So one person suggested that you would be able to customize your dual discs, so you can make your dual disc however you want it.
Yeah,
So you can have some nice
of
colors.
course.
A great example,
The
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Thanos
GX
gauntlet.
later seasons, they had like blue discs, red discs, yellow discs, which
Infinity
kind of
Gauntlet,
showed
yeah.
their status and stuff. And then obviously you had like Prowler's weird ass like dual board that went across his chest and stuff, which I actually quite liked. I wouldn't mind that one as well. So you could go with a customizable route. You could buy like, obviously you could customize them at home if you're talented, or send them on Etsy or something, I don't know. But Konami could sell like panels you snap on and things. Maybe the blade comes off.
The
and you can
blade.
get different ones, like different shapes, like in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Someone is gonna
5,
get
they
the
have
gun,
different
I'm pretty
ones for
sure.
different dimensions. As well, obviously, like we do have in the real world, we have the Orichalcos dual disc, we have the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds ones, the Duel Monsters, the GX one. More of that then. Let's have character-themed ones, like a Yubel one, a Supreme King one. Holy hell, how awesome would they be? I guess it's quite hard to make so many different types of ones, though.
Yeah.
But, no, I like the sound of that. I really do. In fact, wait, no, that's perfect. The Crowler one's a good idea because I don't know the statistics of it, but if there's anybody with like a disability where they've only got one arm, then if you've got the dual board going around your chest like this, you can still duel because you don't need to have the dual disc on your arm. Look at that, we're catering towards disabilities now. Look how inclusive we are, it's really good. And because the dual discs are obviously battery operated, they would have like sound effects in. So when you take damage, they'd make the
Yeah.
noises and
Okay,
stuff.
that would be the
When
coolest
somebody
thing
card,
ever.
they can make the
That would be the
noises,
coolest
make
thing ever.
draws.
Actually, I'm on board now.
Perfect. I don't think there's anything else to
It's
say.
the sounds. It's the sounds
I mean,
for me. That's what it
one
does.
last little point. We're going outside of the dual disc now. I'm just brainstorming here. So you get this probably has to be in America, somewhere where there's a lot of money to cater to this. You have a massive screen behind each of the people dueling in this room, and if you could get the monsters summoned behind them, so it's got like a view of the monsters as you summon them, they pop up behind you. That's one option. Or, whenever you activate a field spell card, the field spell artwork appears in giant behind you. And if you could get just like a big boxed room like this, and it like came all around you with all these screens, that would be even better. Now, we're funneling way too much money into this at the moment.
Yeah,
But
it's
you never
definitely
know,
not gonna happen. It would be so cool.
So, Pokemon Go, this is how my mind works.
Pokemon Go. Where are we going with
Highly
this?
successful. I don't know how much people are playing it nowadays, but it was a big successful thing where people were going out catching Pokemon with each other. And I remember being in the prime of that, going out wherever I went, there was just people everywhere, and there was like congregations of people, and that was really cool, and it was really like bringing people together. Now imagine a Yu-Gi-Oh! Go on your phone that tracks your stats, and you might need to get like an incentive reward, but all you need is the dual disc, the 100 £50 dual disc for the premium version, and maybe a £50 one for a standard version. Don't know what the premium version will offer, but yeah, it works via Bluetooth. You connect your phones to the dual disc, and then when you find someone in the wild,
we're doing it, chat.
You both like
we're
sort
doing
of
Battle City.
battle kind of thing, and
We're making Battle City a thing.
I think that would work with the speed dueling. That's how they could push their new products, because it'd be fast as well. You could quickly duel on the streets, and obviously you're walking around with giant dual discs, but they fold away, and I think you could probably fold them down a little bit more if they got really creative. That would be awesome. But then again, you are walking around with
the
50
neuron
dueling
app
and
plays
with-
sounds and music when you lose life point
So,
content. There is
that
no
could
way.
be a
You're
con.
lying to me.
But we're brainstorming, so I think this would be the best place to end.
Oh, okay. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. We won that. We won that. Holy. Honestly, really cool video. Really cool video. And it was just like Mr. TS anime just talking. Well, ooh, I was subscribing. I already joined the thing. But yeah. Thank you so much for recommending that video. That video actually made me think of the possibilities. And yeah, I cannot wait for Battle City to be a thing. That would be so fun. That would be so fun. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Same like with the Pokemon, there will be people stealing other people's cell phones. That is something that could realistically happen, sadly. I think like if it was the inside a like an area dedicated for Battle City. with they do like Battle City Manhattan, right? And all of Manhattan is like it becomes Battle City just for this, I don't know, weekend. I don't know how long it will take. Yeah, it could work something like that. I don't know. It would be funny. But yeah, thank you so much for recommending this video.